Okay. Yeah, I think Abhishek, you have something to say?
Uh, no, sir. Sorry.
Oh, no issues. Okay, fine. Let me share my screen. Right. You can see my screen right now?
Yes, I can able to see your screen.
Yeah. Okay, good. Great. That's great. Yeah. So as we had discussed yesterday, so this is what I had told you, what is a Salesforce app looks like, right? So today we will first go through kind of what are the terminologies which are used when discussing all these things in Salesforce, and we will delve deeper into how these are maintained. तो इनको आपका कैसे हम कॉन्फ़िगर करेंगे वो सब, क्योंकि हमारा कोर्स का कंटेंट रहेगा बाद में, वो सब टास्क क्योंकि आता रहता है। तो इसीलिए एक्चुअली जब आपके पास रिक्वायरमेंट वाइज़ कैसे इनको रेफ़र करते हैं, कौन-सी चीज़ से क्या मीन करते हैं, ये आपके लिए जानना बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स का पार्ट रहेगा कि ये चीज़ें आपको ऑलवेज़ पता होनी चाहिए, राइट? एनीवन वर्किंग इन Salesforce should be familiar with at least these few things on the Salesforce UI. So we will walk through all of this first today. Right. So as we had discussed yesterday, this is what a Salesforce app looks like. If I go to any of the other apps also, the overall UI is similar, right? This you see, you have things on the top, you have search and this page and everything you can configure. Now, the first thing in Salesforce, what you need to know is what this specific icon is called. This app launcher is kind of your main menu of the Salesforce user. This. From here, you can change apps. You can go through all the apps which are present in Salesforce. Sometimes in any Salesforce environment, you create one app which runs on the Sales Cloud. You run another app which works on the Experience Cloud, in the Service Cloud, right? In the Commerce Cloud. So all of those you basically create out as separate apps which have each of those functionalities, right? How do you access all of those apps? Everything you can access from this app launcher. Now here, if I just hover over this, you see here, this is a short format view of the app launcher, if which shows just the top apps which I have set up. But if I click on view all, this is your main app launcher. From here, you see, we have the service, marketing, community, right? And then sales console. Console apps are also different things. Sales console, service console you have, the overall sales app you have, right? Now, along with apps, what we had discussed yesterday was Salesforce also stores your data as objects. Just we need to recall, focus on that right now, that in Salesforce, any of the data is an object. So if you go down here just, you see all the objects also are visible here. So this app launcher is your home to go to any app or go to any data. If I want to see all the accounts in my system, I go to the accounts, it will direct me to this accounts page. You see here, this accounts, and let me go to all accounts. So I see all the accounts is present in my system. So this app launcher is something you will end up using a lot, and that is why you need to know how it is set up. Now inside every app, you can configure a few things. The first thing is the home page of each app. Every app has a home page, and this home page you can edit. You can set what is displayed inside the app's homepage. If I go to some other app's homepage, right, you see the homepage is different for this app. If I go to some other app, sales we went to, right, let's go to the chatter app, right? Okay, here since this is a dummy environment, so most of the things are default ones. So this is kind of your default page, but this home page can be configured based on your requirement. What is the first page people see when they log in? आप कोई भी यूजर जब लॉग इन करता है किसी स्पेसिफिक ऐप पे, आप चाहते हो कि अच्छा मेरा ये होम पेज रहेगा, यहाँ पे मेरे को ये 10 चीजें दिखानी है। दूसरा कोई ऐप है, वहां पे ऑब्वियसली मेरे को दूसरा डिटेल्स दिखाना है, तो वो सब हम होम पेज के अंदर कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं और लॉगिन करने के बाद यूजर क्या पहला पेज देखता है वो हम यहाँ पे सेटअप करते हैं। होम पेज के अलावा हमारे ऐप के अंदर हम लोग अलग अलग ऑब्जेक्ट्स भी विजिबल करा सकते हैं। सेल्स ऐप के अंदर मेरे को 5 चीजें दिखाना है, सर्विस ऐप में मेरे को कुछ और 5 चीजें दिखाना है, तो उसको हम कहते हैं टैब्स। Salesforce में kind of inside a menu you have options inside your phone app, right? Similarly in Salesforce those are tabs. All of this here at the top, these are tabs, and each of this tab is actually one object. Opportunity is an object, so you have one tab. If I go to this tab, this page comes up and I can see all the opportunities. Accounts is an object. I want to see all the accounts. I go to the accounts tab, I can see all the accounts. Contacts, again, it is an object. I go to the contacts tab and I can see all the contacts. So this way, these tabs inside each of the apps you can set up which ones are the things you need. अभी ये जो टैब्स हमने कॉन्फ़िगर किया है हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट के अकॉर्डिंग, अभी आप देखिए सेल्स ऐप के अंदर हमने कितने सारे टैब्स कर दिए। ये सब हम कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं जब हम नया ऐप बनाते हैं कोई भी, या एग्जिस्टिंग ऐप को एडिट करते हैं, वहाँ पे हम इन चीज़ों को कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं, राइट? ये हमारा रहा जस्ट एक ऐप का यूआई को हमने थोड़ा डिटेल में देखा। अभी सिमिलरली ऐप के साथ साथ आपका कुछ और जो लिंक चीज़ें यहाँ पे रहता है, एक यहाँ पे आपका यूज़र का डिटेल्स रहता है, जहाँ पे अब मैंने अभी जिस प्रोफाइल से लॉगिन किया है, मैं यहाँ से लॉग आउट कर सकता हूँ, यहाँ से मेरा खुद का सेटिंग देख सकता हूँ, ये हमारा डिफ़ॉल्ट है। सेल्सफोर्स क्लासिक एक चीज़ है जिसको हम बाद में देखेंगे। ये अभी आप जैसे एक नोट पे रखिए कि सेल्सफोर्स क्लासिक बोल के भी एक चीज़ रहता है, जो हम बाद में देखेंगे। For now, we will go more towards the setup. Let's go to the setup. Inside setup, what we come with is, inside setup also there is a home page. In home page, on the left side you have this menu. This menu provides access to all the configuration inside Salesforce. All the changes you need to do as an admin inside Salesforce, you can configure from here. Let me give you a few examples of the things you have to do. You want to create a new user, you can create from here. I can create a new user from here. You want to set up data, you can do it from here. You want to set up an app inside Salesforce, you can do that here, right? I go to app manager, you see, and all the apps are present here. So this menu is basically your access point to all the settings inside Salesforce. Okay. Now, before I go more into the settings, I need to know to know what is this quick find. From here, now here you have so many options. It is too much, menu use you have to do, which is why we have this quick find. Any kind of change you want to do inside the setup, you can handle from here. आपको कोई ऑटोमेटिक प्रोसेस बनाना है, प्रोसेस बिल्डर से बनता है, तो आप प्रोसेस बिल्डर करके एक हमारा टूल रहता है, हम सर्च करेंगे क्विक फाइंड में, प्रोसेस बिल्डर हमको मिल गया। फ्लोज करके एक चीज है, वो हम यूज कर सकते हैं। आपको फ्लोज चाहिए, आप फ्लोज क्रिएट कर लीजिए। आपको कोड के लिए एपेक्स क्लासेस देखना है, आप एपेक्स क्लासेस देख लीजिए। तो इफ यू नो व्हाट यू वांट टू चेंज इनसाइड सेटअप, यूजिंग दिस क्विक फाइंड इज द फास्टेस्ट वे टू कॉन्फ़िगर थिंग्स। यूजर्स आपको बनाने हैं, आप यूजर्स डायरेक्ट बना लीजिए। दिस इज वेयर यूजिंग द सेटअप कम्स वेरी हेल्पफुल। Another thing now, once we are inside the setup, you need to know we have this thing which is called the global search. Now there is one difference in this global search. आप कभी भी किसी ऐप में जाते हो आपको वहां पे भी ग्लोबल सर्च मिलेगा, आप सेटअप में जाते हो आपको यहाँ पे भी ग्लोबल सर्च मिलेगा, लेकिन यहाँ पे दो चीजों का डिफरेंस है। ऐप के अंदर आप जब कुछ सर्च करते हो तो वो खाली ऐप के डेटा में सर्च करता है। सपोज मैंने यहाँ पे मेरे नाम से अगर मैं सर्च करना चाहूँ, अभी मेरे नाम से यहाँ पे कोई रिकॉर्ड नहीं है। फॉर नाउ व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई यूज दिस टेक्स्ट बर्लिंगटन। ये ग्लोबल सर्च मेरे को देखिए क्या दिखा रहा है, बर्लिंगटन से रिलेटेड एक मेरे पास सेल्सफोर्स में अपॉर्चुनिटी है बर्लिंगटन नाम का, एक मेरे पास अकाउंट है बर्लिंगटन नाम का। सो द ग्लोबल सर्च इनसाइड दिस ऐप only runs on Salesforce records. Okay, but inside the setup, if you run this, it did not return anything because inside setup, the global search only works on the data which is present inside the setup. I'll give you an example. We had went to the users here, right? You see all these users here. So if here I search with my name, you see now it showed as a user. तो ये आपका एडमिन सेटअप का पार्ट है एक चीज, तो ये यहाँ पे ग्लोबल सर्च में आएगा लेकिन वहां पे नहीं है। So this is the difference between the global search within an app and within the setup, right? Now the next thing we need to do is, which we covered yesterday, was the developer console. Let's go to the developer console. I'll just open a new window. Now this developer console actually also provides a lot of powerful tools. You need to know, you need to be very good at. What is the basic functionality of developer console is obviously you can create new code. You can create new classes. You can create new triggers, visual force pages. All of these are types of code within Salesforce you can create inside developer console. But other than creating just code, what you can actually do is in Salesforce, you need to also test the code. Salesforce का एक खुद का क्राइटेरिया रहता है कोड के लिए। आप कभी भी कोड जब मेंटेन करते हो, आपका मैंडेटरी रहता है कि आपका कोड 75% टेस्ट कवर्ड होना चाहिए। तो उसके लिए आपको टेस्टिंग का लॉजिक भी लिखना पड़ेगा, तो आप वो टेस्टिंग का लॉजिक भी यहीं पे लिख सकते हो। लाइक यू क्रिएट अ कोड, if I create this class an apex code, similarly I can create a test apex class also. We will go into that and we can check the code here. Other than that, what you can do is you can run those tests from here. आपका कोड कभी भी रन करता है सिस्टम में तो उसमें कुछ लॉग्स आते हैं तो वो आपको यहाँ पे मिलेंगे। When you are writing code, any problems that are generated, those you can debug here. Let me do one thing. Okay, I had created one class yesterday, did I? Let me check. Yes, I had created one class yesterday, right? Let me just try to save this. You see here? So when you are writing code yourself, when you are facing problems or there is some error in the code, so this developer console also lets you check the error and you can fix your code properly. So using this, you can write proper good code within the developer console. Now there is one thing in Salesforce which is called SOQL. SOQL is a query language. How you have normal SQL, MySQL which runs. You must have heard of that. Similarly, Salesforce has something called SOQL, where you run queries to fetch data. Syntax is a bit similar to SQL, but there are key things you need to know. So if you want to write